Hey everyone, welcome to the Elite Real Estate Podcast. This is your host, Sam Popple, and my partner, William McClellan. How you doing today, Will?
Good, man. Good. It's rainy today.
Man, I know it. This weather sucks for Florida. It's cold and wet. It's nothing we like down here. So it's cold.
Yeah,
And
dude.
then raining. But anyway, man, I think this episode is gonna come out right around the beginning of the new year. Actually, let me go ahead and make sure I share us with everybody on Facebook. So this episode is going to come out at the beginning of the new year, and I thought, we should kind of do a little bit of a wrap up of our 2025 and talk about what we're trying to plan for 2026. And I think everyone would love to hear about it because we partnered up before this year and we're doing stuff, but this was like the first year that we saw a lot of what we did in 2024 come to life.
Dude.
And I know 2026 is I don't know. I feel like that's going to be our first real year.
Yeah. That's the warm up. This is taking a couple free throws. Just
right.
Getting warmed up. So, but yeah, dude. 2025 big takebacks this year. One, I think it was kind of teeing up what you're saying is like knowing that we can do it, building systems, kind of seeing them come to life. Kind of gave me a little bit more of some revitalization. Sometimes when you're sitting on things and you're trying to build a business and you're working with a partner and your things are taking a while, especially with people kind of like us, we're always on the go, want to make things happen. That slow growth was tough, but laying that foundation was critical. So yeah, doing this live actually is kind of funny because Sam and I didn't talk about this, but what was your biggest, I don't know, regret of the year, or what was your biggest takeaway? I don't know. Or what was your biggest learning curve or something? I don't know.
Man. There was, I'm trying to nail it down just to one thing I learned because I learned so much over the course of the year. But dude, I'm gonna start off the episode and say like I'm great. I'm gonna end the year grateful to have another year with a partner like you who. Way more than a partner, dude. Like you're my brother I met later in life, and I learned so much from you this year because, like, when you go into stuff, there's this saying out there: you don't know what you don't know. And there was so much I didn't know because before this year, I've never done anything ground up. I've done commercial renovation from the shell in. So I've done like very new stuff, and I've done a lot of rehabs, and I've like renovated multiple, like say, commercial restaurants. But I've never built anything, from the ground up. And so walking through that process with you was very enlightening, especially because, not to give any names, but, we had these one guys that were going to supposedly help us, find land and, work through, a lot of the due diligence and stuff with that. And then I saw you just taking off doing it and realizing that, okay, that's what they were supposed to be doing. And then you were really doing it. And so then I'm watching everything you're doing, learning from that. So I think probably, so as I'm talking now, I think my biggest takeaway is just all the things you have to do to get a lot ready to build that has never been built on, like all the,
lot.
Yeah. It's a whole lot.
There's a reason they call it a lot.
Right. Yeah. No, we have just so many things you have to do, like survey, elevation survey, geotech study, wetland study, environmental clearance, wetlands buffers, and then
septics. You try to get septic survey, see if it perk test, all kinds of stuff.
Test.
If there's no city sewer, that's a whole nother list of questions.
Right. Yeah. And that's exactly. Yeah. If there's no sewer, then it's like, you got to really dig deeper. And that's actually a good, just in that right there. If there's sewer, it's a highly likely chance it's going to be buildable and easy to go. If there's no sewer,
unless it's the built out community that's been there since the 90s or 2000s, and there's the one lot, there's a reason there's the one lot.
No. And that's true too. So, so there's all kinds of caveats to a lot of this. And so I think just learning the whole process, I think is what my big learning thing was of the year. Because it's like I said, it's hard to nail it down I've definitely learned a lot of different like scenarios of what to look for. But like I said, just that overall process. And then, I think like in our last couple of deals, I got to get to be a little bit more hands-on on setting up utilities and stuff, which
Yep.
on the first ones, you were, because again, I didn't even know all this stuff had to be done before you could even, start digging. And so it was, like I said, this part, it was, that was just, like I said, a lot of fun for me to kind of like learn the whole process. And then, like I said, I just feel like I can be such a better partner now going forward, because like I know more of like what the next step is, and I can start to take lead on stuff instead of just straight having to wait. Oh, well, what do I do next? you know. So,
Nah,
which you're a gracious dude. Like I said, you're a gracious dude, and you never make me you feel bad about, like you always help me through it. So I definitely appreciate you having patience with me on a lot of this stuff that's newer for me.
dude, for sure. No, that's what it's about. It's yeah, I think you helped me learn a lot about myself. There's a lot of situations this year. One, just super thankful for everything. Thankful for where things are going. When you look at the end of the year, you start kind of, I mean, it's good to reflect, and you see like, oh, dang, we did 17 transactions this year. That was actually a lot more than I thought.
Right. You're right. Yeah. I mean, dude, 17 is, that's a good number. Like
that's a good number. That's a good
we're
number.
averaging over a deal a month. I mean, there was a month, I think we closed 4 in a month,
We did 4 in a month plus the personal, which is now going to the business. So really 5. And then we did another 2 pretty much on the front end of the following month. But the tail end really is where it just got pushed. So it was really going to be like 7 deals in a month. It was a busy summer for sure.
Right. And look, that's actually, for anybody listening, that's just why you just got to keep pushing, because we did 17 deals in a year, but we did like 7 in like a 45-day period.
Yeah.
So when you think about that, we might have had 2 months where we did nothing, but then we had the 1 month.
Yeah, no, all the way until April, we were working off of 2 deals, and then we kind of revamped and changed our business model, and then from May to July, it was cooking. End of May really to mid July. I mean, I was like, we were running around like crazy. That was crazy. But
yeah. No, and I think another thing that you definitely helped me realize by us selling our Pine Forest lot, we had this 2-acre parcel that we thought about trying to split and build on, but then we had the opportunity to sell it for a profit and turn around and buy 3 lots. So in that process, I learned don't worry too much about holding on to a deal if you can get out of it, make money, because there's like another opportunity that you can turn around and make more on, and
I would like to talk about that right here, because I would say I'm pretty easygoing, and that's something that I was going to mention, that Sam, you helped me a lot this year, because you helped me realize that I'm a little too nice in a lot of situations, and quickly I have a lot of patience, but I've kind of turned, I hate to say, but I got a little jaded on a couple things that I've always let slide by. And then also I was doing a lot of work, like kind of spinning my wheels in place, where Sam's just like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, you gotta stop that. And we always have this kind of yin and yang, and then we think alike in a lot of things. But this one particular deal that we had it had the opportunity to be a massive, massive deal. But then also I saw the potential of, hey, like, we're holding a lot right now, and we can sell, still make a good profit on it, and then we can take that and turn one deal that is a good deal, but into 3 or 4 more deals. And I wouldn't say we butted heads. We just had a difference of opinion on it. Right. But that's like a great thing about our partnership is I let Sam tell me his thoughts. I let him hear my thoughts. He trusted me enough to where we went through the deal. We got through that hurdle, and that kind of like that really set us up for the summertime.
Yeah. There's actually some multiple things I think we got a lot closer through that deal in a couple of ways.
100%. Because I think we're both frustrated at different things, not necessarily at each other, but just at different thoughts of the vision of where the deal or the business was going.
But you know what? And here's the part that I think makes our relationship special, because a lot of people I don't think have partnerships like this. I think Will and I are very dedicated to our goal as a whole. Like we put, our MP development group, the Elite Real Estate Podcast. Can't tell you the name of our next thing yet, but we got something else in the works.
Oh yeah,
everything we do, we put that over Sam. We put that over Will. Like, the business is first, and when Will and I both have that attitude that put the business first, it helps us become more selfless, like in that, because we have the common goal. And shout out to Will, because I was being very stubborn in the beginning of that deal. Like,
we're pretty stubborn, but it's all good. I think this is the first time that we're talking about it, but
I think it's good to let people hear what goes on in a real partnership,
Sure.
And keep in mind, I think it goes without saying that, like, both Will and I have absolute integrity with each other and deeply
100%.
care about each other. Like, outside the business, like, we're friends. We love playing pickleball, hanging out, like, so back in the business though, I had a hard number when Will and I were talking before we agreed to do. I had a hard number that I wanted to get, for my half, and Will actually just finally to get me to say yes. Like, dude, you can have that. You can have it.
Yeah,
you can do it.
I wasn't sure if you were going to mention that, but I was.
No, he did. And, and so for the day, I said okay and went with it. But then as soon as we hung up the phone, it wasn't sitting right with me, because I can't take more than my half. Like, like, it's not the right thing to do. And so, but the fact that he was willing to do it let me know how much he really wanted to do this deal. So that also swayed me. And so, so after we talked about it, I didn't take it. Now, Will didn't tell me. He told me later on he was going to be very irritated at me if I was that kind of guy.
Well, yeah,
I would have done that, and rightly so. But it was funny because it was like the fact. I think that's what made us closer at the end of the deal, though, is the fact he was willing to give it and the fact I wasn't willing to take it. And
right, yeah, I think that's a good thing. Yeah, because we got to a point, and talking about big picture, going to there, I was like, I was really set big picture. I was like, look, if we do this, and if you really want that number, and to be transparent, we're talking like it was like 5-figure deal difference. Like it was a good amount of money that was different, but I just believed in the long-term plan. And to be fair, like Sam had the number that he wanted and he told me that. And I was just like, look, we got to make this deal happen, because it's
just as a side note, that's just the kind of negotiator I am. I usually lock in a number, and I like
it. No,
anyway,
I respect it. I respect it. But I was just like, man, I was thinking, and right to what Sam said, I was thinking big picture, and then Sam had this number in his head, and to me, I was like, we're gonna get the deal done. But I was a little irritated because I thought Sam was wanting big picture too, and then I don't know, 1 hour passed, and he's like, dude, I'm not gonna do that. Let's do it. You have some other deals lined up like that. I don't know what I was thinking. Let's make, if you believe in it, let's do it. And that's all it took. We got on the same page, dude, and we start cooking from there. That was actually really exciting. Like the bell curve just went up and to the right. And
And I think we had a deep talk, because we also went to a little real estate event around the same time and we had some good a lot of windshield time, to talk it out and stuff. And again, the bottom line was we both know that we really wanted the same goal. We just were both seeing it a slightly different way to get there.
Exactly.
And it was, Will was seeing all the way to the next deals and the next things we could do as soon as we got that money. I'm looking at each deal we already got, and I had already had like an ROI I wanted to maximize out of each one. And it is not saying one's right, one's wrong, just different schools of thought. But in the end of the day, I do think we made the right decision, going with what Will want to do. And like I said, that was just, I think, an interesting time. But it made, like I said, us working through that, made us, I think, closer. And I think having a partner where you guys are really aligned on what you want for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, that's when you can get through all those little things, because then it's not a big deal when it's something small, when you're thinking about, hey, this is going to be the guy I'm working with, for the rest of my life.
Forever. Right. Yeah. That was something that really, like Sam said, it was a big turning point, but not like it was any type of bickering. We just were thinking of two different ways of getting to the same goal. And then, Sam trusted me, and we made it happen, and it really worked through it. So any people that might be going through a rough patch, I wouldn't even say we were going through a rough patch, but
Yeah,
we communicated really well. I think that's the
right.
thing. Like I was understanding what he was saying, he was understanding what I was saying, and once we kind of talked through it in ways, we ended up making it work. So if you and your partner are listening to this, or you are and you want to send this to your partner, or you guys want to call us, we can dive into all the details. But that's pretty much what happened, like, and to that, for sure, not a business partner forever, and a brother, a best friend, everything. It's long-term stuff. So there's always going to be different schools of thought. I liked how you said that. So
Yeah. No, and like I said, it was. I think I definitely, and now that the hindsight's passed, it was the best move we could have made. And
yeah,
and that's where you gotta, when you go into partnerships with people, obviously you obviously want to partner with people smarter than you. I think I won that deal. But with Will, but like I said, the reason you do that though is so that you can trust the other person, because
yeah,
you definitely know that. And I knew that, again, I said at the beginning of the show, I haven't done any ground up builds compared to what Will's done, in his resume of building. Everything I've done, it's already had something there, and I was just fixing it. So it's, so basically I knew that this was the time I needed to lean into my partner, because he's seen more of what's the next step than I have. And it definitely was the best move. So, I mean,
yeah. But dude, I think like long term and stuff, we'll just go through, like, talking about delayed gratification, a whole bunch of things. Like, I didn't build my house. We got more deals. I heard like our personals we weren't doing because we were putting everything back into the business, thinking about what we want to do. Both of us are trying to think about, okay, we need to get our personal stuff done, but then we're both investing heavily back into our own business. And so all of these types of things that we're kind of running through really kind of flourished, knock on wood. And so it's been a really good year and a lot of year of learning. So I guess all in all, just like stick with it. If you're listening to this, we appreciate you. It's been a fun year, man. I appreciate you, Sam.
I do.
What are some other things? Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying likewise. But dude, and so now I think we the big groundwork now allowed us to set up, for our bigger goals for next year. So I mean, next year I think we talked a little bit about, wanting to do a little bit more quality as far as like doing some bigger builds, because everything we built this year, was, around the 1,500 square foot, give or take a little bit. So sub 2,000. I think we're trying to build a few bigger, nicer things. But man, our big goal is 26 deals for 2026.
That's what I want, man. 26 deals, or there's another way we can look at it too. But yeah.
Now we've been going back and forth between calling it 26 deals or 2.6 million.
Yeah.
But then once you call it 2.6, you might as well just go ahead and call it 3, because it's just so close.
Setting the bar high. Yeah, reinvesting. I'm pretty excited. We're gonna steadily increase our rental portfolio. Just at the end of this month, we'll increase into three new properties, which is exciting. One being one of our new builds that we're turning.
So I think that's another goal we've been talking about, is doing a lot more build to rent.
Yeah.
Going into these next couple of years, especially as these, because a lot of being able to build to rent has a lot to do with your land acquisition. And we've gotten great deals on a lot of these lots. So whenever we build them, we have good margins. And this one we had done, we were able to refinance all of our money back out of it. So we'll have endless return with it as a rental. Yeah, I mean, it's I think we got definitely have some big goals going into next year, and trying to increase both the rentals and our new construction builds.
Yeah, dude. And then, I mean, I think a big thing this year was the amount of starts we did. There was a time where we were working with 4 contractors, 5 new builds, 3 more in permitting, like 4 that were doing plans on. I'm trying to run through my head, and then also trying to get more lots. So if you guys know anybody that has a lot, let us know. But yeah, hopefully we just sent out a pretty cool offer today. We're going to be releasing our elevated line, which is, like Sam had mentioned, we're going to be doing bigger homes, nicer finishes. We're really excited. Sam does a great job doing all the walkthroughs, keeping you guys up to date. This next house is going to be really cool. It's going to have a water view. It's going to have a really premium lot, and a really fun and I'd say ergonomical design for how everything flows. The flow is really natural through the main master living quarters all the way through the home. You can kind of circle the home through the master into each guest space is run independently. So it'll be a really fun build to kind of, go through and keep you guys updated on. I'm excited on it.
Yeah, no, I can't wait for that one, because I mean, Will, I was actually planning on building this for himself before he decided to put this lot back in our company, and because he's ended up buying another house, and going to just end up postponing the personal build for a little while. So there's a lot of details in this build that I haven't even seen before, and so it's going to be some very luxurious features, but in a size home that's still affordable.
Yeah,
at an affordable point. And so, I mean, I think this is going to wind up being one of the nicest homes for the price point in Escambia County.
100%. We're gonna do this. I'm already excited. We were talking about like how do we make a notable that this is one of our builds on every one of them, because I think we'll see this plan. I'm hoping at least 10 more times around town, but on premium lots. Like, that's the thing, is we want to put this on a really nice lot, and it's going to be a point where there's really, really nice luxury amenities. And my favorite saying right now is that this is a 30A look with a Pensacola pocketbook. I'm loving it. We're coining that right now, because it's going to be a really cool plan. I'm excited for it.
No, I can't wait. And then we're trying to work on some other deals, put some much together. One of the big things this next year is we're definitely looking for more partners. So we have a lot of people that we do limited partnerships with, and we would love to work with some more people. We have different deals depending on level. Definitely we only work with accredited investors, and you do have a $50,000 minimum. But if you fit those guidelines, if you're accredited and have at least $50,000, we have multiple options where you can work with us. Some it can be as short term as 7 months or less. And then we have some stuff that can work out a little bit longer but has a much better return. So if you're interested in getting involved in any real estate but don't have time to get into it directly, and I would just like to work with somebody that basically you can put your money to good use and get a higher return than you would have it in a bank, then definitely shoot us a message. You can reach out to me personally on Instagram. My Instagram's easy. It's Sam_Florida-man. And just shoot me a DM if you're interested, or you can go to the Elite Real Estate Podcast and .com and fill out the message there on the bottom. But we would love to work with you, because we're now that we've been doing this, we've been building full time for this last year, but we've been doing land acquisition now for over 2 years, and it took a while, but the pipeline is now on.
Pipeline's on.
We have, because when those first couple of deals was like, pulling teeth trying to find them and get them. But now that we put the word out and the people are seeing what we're doing on the lots and lands, like they know now, oh, these guys are real builders, and they're and we got just lots more deals coming our way. We're getting them in our inboxes. We're getting calls about them. And then, people are, seeing stuff and directing us. So with all this deal flow coming, if we don't start partnering with some more people, we're going to not be able to take down every great opportunity that we see, which, we want to get all the great ones. And so definitely looking for some more. So that's, I think, one of my big goals for this year is to try to find, more people to, do limited partnerships with.
Sorry, bro. You froze on me for a second.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, no, I heard you say that that's the biggest goal for this year is trying to get some more partners, which I think, taking down not missing deals is critical. So
Right.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and again, because the way it is, a lot of people are like, well, man, if the deals are so good, why do you need partners? Well, the reason being is that right off the rip, or off this initial run of lots, Will and I really spent every free dollar we had on buying land, because
yeah.
we knew the land was great. We knew we were buying it at discounts. We knew that we could probably just sell the lots themselves at any day of
We
the week.
needed to, yeah.
We had to. So they were great deals. And so now that we're working through these builds, we're processing through those and going to sell them. And as we sell them, we'll be able to go buy more. But if we don't want to pause acquisitions, we can start working with other people. And instead of us making 100% of something, we're down to split the pie. And because we knew that if other people help finance the stuff, we'll still do all the work and we'll just cut the pie with them. And so if anybody is, like I said, interested, this is, like I said, great opportunities, because like I said, you can earn a very, very good return on your money at a very short time, or like I said, work with us on some bigger projects. We have a 4-lot waterfront deal that we would like to build those out in probably 2 different stages. Build them 2 and 2. So that would be like probably a little over a year start to finish, but 4 waterfront lots, you can imagine what kind of deal that could be. And again, we have other multi-lot deals, so I think that's one of the exciting things that has happened for us, because when we first got into this of our land buying about 2 years ago, we would see some of these bigger deals and we just wouldn't even be in the ballpark.
Right. We actually had a cap. We had a cap. When we were searching on stuff, we're like, we can't really go above this.
Right.
And yeah. So
now that we, like I said, have some projects finishing and selling some of our bills and collecting some money and doing some refinances on our rentals and getting cash back, we're ready to rip some bigger stuff. And so, like I said, I think that's definitely an exciting thing we have going for this year.
100%. No, 100%. So, well, dude, this is fun. I want to do another one on another big recap. Maybe talk about in depth a little bit more systems. You guys got like high level of what we kind of learned about ourselves, our partnership, our trajectory. I think that's definitely changed every quarter, especially throughout the second half of the year. Like when we were thinking, we were holding on to some big pieces, some big parcels and things like that at the first half. Then we kind of moved through that. And then next thing we knew, we had this goal in mind that we wanted to have 10 lots. And then when we got that, we're like, okay, now we need to start building on some because we need some money back.
Right. Right. Exactly. But I think I mean, it's still a little early, but I want to say I think we did it in the right way though, because if we would have bought one, built one, we would have been waiting a little bit for the next one, And
yeah, exactly. No, we would have.
We got our runway set up before we started.
Right, because if we didn't want to do anything right now, we could build. Like if we didn't want to buy any deals, our whole 2026 is ready to build out. And right. the other good part is we've been pre-planning, so we have plans. No pun intended. We have engineered sets of plans and architectural plans ready to go for permitting on these lots that we already have. So there's been a lot of forethought in how we're going to execute into the next year, but we're excited. So we're not just stopping. We're always looking for lots, always looking for how we essentially can continue to expand, add new partners in, help them and things like that. So,
right. And that's one of the big advantages to partner with us is we have engineered plans ready to go. Like here in Escambia County, we're not starting from scratch. We have different sets of plans for different size lots, and we have a variety of them.
Yeah, we might start putting those on the website soon, where you can kind of see through. We got a couple investors have already done some walkthroughs on things that we've done. So, yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. I think we should add that to the 2026 list.
Yeah, no, definitely. And because that way, and also if you're sitting on a lot and you haven't done anything with it, reach out to us, because we might be able to do a partner build with you, just depending on where it is, what's the location, and what you value the lot as. We might can be able to work some details out where Will and I can step right in and build it for you guys, and then do a split on the back end. So we're definitely open for deals if people have lots that are buildable in the right locations.
Sweet.
Well, I think this was a cool little wrap up. We're gonna probably do a couple more of these, leading in to the beginning of the year and right after the beginning of the year. That way, like I said, everyone kind of get a better understanding what we do. Because, like I said, you guys know us as the Elite Real Estate Podcast, but we're also MP Development Group is what we do on the daily as far as actually building out our lots and stuff. And so we definitely, like I said, want to showcase that, because again, we're setting this up, try to make it as big as we can, and hopefully we inspire some of you guys to get in the development game as well.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, a lot of communication, a lot of systems, but then you get the right people in place, like the contractors we're using right now, all of their subcontractors, everyone we're meeting at the city, at the county, everything. It's it's a people's game, right? Like if you're treating people poorly, you're not writing checks, you're not doing things timely, you're not answering the phones, you're not going to get things accomplished. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm glad to have a partner like Sam, and that we're making some headway. So
yeah, no, man. Well, this is great. So everyone, we appreciate y'all tuning in this week. If anybody has any lots in Escambia County, we're also looking a little bit over in the Milton and Jay area, over in Santa Rosa County. So if you have anything good over there, we'll take a look at it. But definitely over here in Escambia County, in the north end of Escambia County, we're looking heavy. So if you have anything, go to the EliteRealEstatePodcast.com and go down to the bottom and drop us a message, and we will get back to you, and would love to check out your property.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. And guys, thanks for tuning in. For all your building supply needs, make sure you talk to Will. Again, you can go to the Elite Real Estate Podcast, drop him a message. He's got you with anything you need building wise, from Fairhope, Alabama, all the way to Panama City, Florida. So got you covered down here. And again, if you need any healthy eating food, Clean Eats has got you covered. We're a full service meal prep company and a cafe. Come dine with us in Mobile, Alabama, Pensacola, Florida, Shalimar, Florida, or Tallahassee, Florida. Love to see you in the cafe. If you're a busy professional, if you're in real estate, you have no time to cook for yourselves, you're probably eating out too much, get some of my prepackaged meals. They'll help you out for those times you need to be filling out late night offers at home and don't want to DoorDash anything. Got a meal ready to heat and eat, and got you covered.
Love it.
Anything else before we wrap up this week?
Dude, I think this is awesome, man. I appreciate you guys for listening. I appreciate everything that we've kind of learned together this year. And yeah, just feel free to reach out to us. You guys can tell, like, we roll this, it's live. We don't edit it. And it's kind of funny kind of hearing each side. We had like a loose guideline of what we were going to talk about, but we don't really hold anything back.
We didn't hit that. We just went in straight to, like, probably, I think, again, dude, I do think Pine Forest was a good
it was really good
turning point for us. It helped us turn up.
So, yeah, big time. Yeah. So appreciate all you guys. Appreciate you, Sam, and tune in next week. Please follow us on our YouTube channel, and please share. So
yeah. All right, guys. See y'all next week. Thank you for tuning in.
See ya.